Hello class, welcome to another lesson. Today we're going to talk about division. The scariest thing for fourth graders. It's so hard, but it's made up of math you already know. So let's break it down. Division. What is it? How do we do it? The 3 steps of division, and why do we do what we're doing each step? So let's really break this down today. Okay, division is breaking numbers into equal groups. So let's talk about 1,536 divided by 6. What are we doing? We are breaking this number apart, 1,536, into 6 groups. This is my dividend, the number that is being divided or broken up into equal groups. These are my number of groups that I am breaking it into. Okay, my quotient is my answer. The quotient represents how much goes into each group. So, for example, 25 divided by 5 equals 5. 25 is broken up. If I break that into 5 equal groups, I will put 5 in each group. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. The groups are equal, and when I count up the total, I get 25. Within each group is 5. And you might recognize this is related to multiplication, right? 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. That's 25. That's the same as 5 times 5 equals 25. So division and multiplication are related. We use them to check each other, and you use multiplication to help you divide. So let's get to how do we divide. In division, there are 3 steps. We divide, multiply, and then subtract. And we repeat that process until we've divided the entire number. So let's use an area model to help us divide this problem. So again, using an area model, my divisor is going to be the number on the side. Let's brighten up those numbers a bit. So using an area model, my divisor is the number on the side. My quotient is what I'm writing along the top. And my dividend goes in here. So I start by dividing. I divide 1 digit at a time. I look at the largest place value. That's the easiest way to divide. You divide the largest things first until you get to the smaller things and you have nothing left. So, like if you have money, for example, and you're giving away $500 to 8 friends, and you have $500, for example, if you have money and you're giving away $500 to 4 friends, you're going to give them each first $400 bills, and then you'll break up that 100 and divvy that up first, right? You're not going to break it up into ones and pass it out using just ones. That's why we divide with the largest place value. So I look at the 1. Can I put this 1 into 6 groups equally? I cannot. In order to divide a number equally, this number needs to be as big or bigger than my divisor. It's not. So what do? I increase the number of digits I'm looking at. I'm now looking at 1500s instead of just 1000. I've regrouped it, and now I divide this. How many times can 15 be divided by 6? Twice. How do I know that? You could skip count. 6, 12. If I go one more, that's 18. That's too big. I don't have 18. I have 15, so I have to stop at 2. I could also use multiplication. I know 6 times 2 is 12. My goal is to get as close to or exactly to 15 using skip counting or multiplication here. But I am dividing it. What does all this information tell me? So going back to division being about equal groups, right? What does this represent? This is telling me that my quotient, I've put 2 hundreds into each group. These are 100 blocks if you know your place value blocks. I always draw using place value blocks because it's faster. Right? And now, step 2, I multiply. I multiply my divisor with my quotient. 6 times 2 is 12. That's also what I said when I was skip counting, right? Now I fill in my place values because I'm dealing with hundreds and not just twos, right? And now I subtract. Why am I doing all of this? I multiplied to find the total number that I just divided and put into the groups. That was 1200. I now subtract because that's been divided, right? At one point, I started this problem. Here's a thousands cube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I started this number with 1036. Okay, and now I broke this apart, turned it into 10,000s, and I moved them all in there, and I moved 2 more. And now I'm subtracting because I want to figure out what's the amount I have left to divide. 336. So now I start a new area model. Again, I can't divide the 3, so I'm looking at 33 using my using my knowledge of multiplication or skip counting. I know I would have to skip count by 6 5 times. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30 to get close to 33. I can't get exactly to 33. Fill in the place values, and again, I subtract, right? Why do I do that? That is same reason. I've now put in 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 50 represents the number I put into each group, and I'm multiplying to find out the total amount I put into each group. If I put in 50 tens, I've put in 300 total. And now why do I subtract? I subtract because I need to know how much do I have left to divide. 36, I recognize that. That's a basic math fact. 6 times 6 is going to get me 36. So again, I multiply. 6 times 6 is 36. Why am I doing that? Because the 6 represents the amount I put in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to draw that. And the total, 36, is how much I put in. I now have nothing left to divide. I now add this and I get 256.